Hey guys, so we're going to be doing another episode of Taco Imposters. Yeah, I was on YouTube and I saw this video because I don't know why this does this, but YouTube does this a lot where they're just like, hey, watch an old episode of whoever, right? Like the first episode of someone, you're like, why are you showing me this now? But you kind of just whatever. I don't care really. I'm just like whatever. But one of them was Good Mythical Morning, and it was written links like old stuff, like really old stuff. And so for me, it was like, whoa, I love that because I think, excuse me, because the golden age of Good Mythical Morning was 2014, and they were in the new studio that they have now. But it was the old stuff where like I'm talking like sandcastle stuff. I'm talking um meat stuff. I'm talking like sausage, like yeah, sausage taste test. I'm talking um animal food taste test. I'm talking like pet food taste test. I'm talking um what is that I'm talking? I'm talking vegan taste test. I'm talking sugary sugar free taste test. I'm talking that kind of stuff all that year. But then I think silver is when they were at the original like for first the two, is it first two or first three seasons? They were amazing. And then bronze is when they moved to like that weird stage where they were like I don't know, like those weird stage where they were at that like they were in like the kitchen looking place, and then like the stairs were on their left or right, or whatever it was, and they was like, oh, those that was weird. But then I'm like thinking anything nowadays, anything where Link changed his hair, he's awful. He's absolutely awful. But hey, what are you gonna do? So let's go to find out movie of the week. 2004, my boy. 2004, my people, my big events in 2004. Haha. Well, the big events in 2004. They are, and I quote, January 4th Spirit, a NASA Mars rover lands. Okay. NASA Mars rover lands. What else are you doing? We're doing, or, there. Okay, Mikhail. Oh my God. Saakashvili is elected president of Georgia. Things like that. I don't know. Nothing super great. 2004. Whatever. So let's go to song. Okay, the song of the week was Ugh. Song of the week was top song of songs of 2004. Yes. It was apparently, and I quote, this song here. Apparently, I'm not 100% sure, but apparently it's this song here. I don't think. Oh, I know that song. Yeah, I love that song. I just like it as like something to use in like memes and stuff and like vines, whatever. Oh, this is the one bottoms up in the club or whatever. Yep. Okay, that's good enough. I don't want to get copyright strike, so. But yes, I like a song. Yeah! When he's like at the beginning, he just starts. Yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah, that one. Ready? We're in the club, we like 'em, baby, dancing like we like 'em. Ooh, 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 ooh. Inch 4, not 14, 4. Go to the same thing again. Come on, give me. No, I don't want to know this. I want 50 movies of 2004. Top 50 movies of 2004. IMDb. Now it would be. Let's find some good stuff. Okay, let's go to the 10, top 10, and then we'll go back. Team America, World Police, Samaritan Girl, Closer, Anchorman. Oh, people swear by that movie. People are like, that's a freaking fantastic movie, and I'm like, that's what it's called. Okay, Dear Wendy. Okay, that's the movie with The next movie is the movie with Jim Carrey, and it's one of his more like surreal, like he's a more serious role. It's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Before Sunset, Sideways, Howl's Moving Castle, and then The Life Aquatic with Steve Z- Zissou. That's number one. That's number one grossing movie of 2000. Oh wow, it's terrible. Let's go back and find a good movie because those are awful. Life is a Life's a Miracle, Crash, The Incredibles. I remember that. I thought Incredibles was 2002 or 2000, but apparently not. No, not that I know of. Kill Bill Volume 2, Finding Neverland, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. It's a fine movie. I don't know. It's not the best Harry Potter movie, but it's good. Dodgeball. Okay, that's a good movie. That's honestly a good movie. Let me see if there's any other good movies. Shaun of the Dead, Ghost in the Shell, The Avatar. No, sorry, Aviator. The Aviator. The Terminal. Meet the Fockers. Okay. The Ninth Day. Secret of iRobot. Oh, it's a fine movie. Um. Now, what was the one I wanted to do? Like right around. Oh yes, Dodgeball. We'll do Dodgeball. A True Underdog Story. I like Dodgeball. I've seen it way too many times because I have it on I had it on like digital download and I just put it everywhere because I put it on my freaking put it everywhere from my phone to my iPod to my computer to my like I watched the DVD. Hate that movie now. I've seen it so many times. It's a good movie with Vince McMahon, Ben Stiller, whatever that the girl's name is, the woman's name is. But anyway, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I like it. It's a movie you watch like once a year or once every 2 years, and you're just like, okay, that's it. That's all. I don't need to watch like 7,000 times a year. It's not a movie I'm gonna watch like 400 times a year, just because I'm just like not great. It's okay. It's not something I want to really watch. Let's be honest. So, not that it's a bad movie. It's just, do I want to watch that movie for the 15th time or for the 115th time? Like, see, see, I have a TV over here, right here, right? That only plays VHS, but it does connect composite DVDs, like composite into. So I can do like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 if I wanted to, which is good because I can just do whatever I want. And I have a HDMI to composite cable. I have the other way too, but the other way is way more expensive for some reason. If you want to go from composite to HDMI, that core cable is $50. That adapter is like a little box. It's $50. Okay. You want to go from HDMI to composite, like $1, $2 on like online. It's weird. It's expensive. But hey, you know, what are you gonna do, right? It's just whatever. So I mean, so yeah, I do that a lot with my video stuff. I watch stuff like up here on this TV right here. I watch it up here on this TV. I'm just like, yes, it's a great TV because it's a Sanyo. I don't know, it's 13, 15 inch maybe. It's like a 15, 14, 15 inch. It's not humongous, but it's not big, small. So it's not humongous, but it's not tiny. Like I know my friend has one, and because he had an apartment, and his apartment was absolutely tiny, but he had a TV. It was probably 11 inches, maybe even less, like 10 inches. It was 9 inch. It was horrible. You'd play 4 player anything. Like you play, we did split screen 4 player Diddy Kong Donkey Mario Kart 64, and we were just like, how do you play this? One screen is stupid. Anyway, but yeah. So I mean, what are you gonna do, right? It's kind of a little whatever. But hey, we managed. We played so much stuff. We played for about because we did like a hangout, like a community hangout at his house. He's in he was in San Antonio Bellevue. He just was like, we did a community hangout for like about a year, but for about 6 months of the year, we would just play video games. Like we'd hang out, we'd eat, we'd play video games. We managed, so I mean, hey, we managed. So don't go crapping on it. Like, don't have me crap on it if it worked, right? It could have been better, obviously, but it worked. So it's like, you know, hey, what do you want? But anyway, yeah. So that was that. That was what kind of we did. So we were just like, okay, that worked. So not that it worked well, but it worked to a certain extent. And then if you see right there, is my other movie I'm making, because I'm making two. I'm making a live action and a stop motion. Not even an animated, a stop motion. I realized that the stop motion one is going to take me like the rest of like the decade. It's going to take me like 10 years to make. It's going to be stupidly long, ridiculous. It's gonna be freaking ridiculous. It's gonna be so bad, but it's gonna be okay. It's just gonna be really, really annoying to do. You'll be like, God. But anyway, what are you gonna do? So yeah. So I was making. I don't have a name for her at all. I've got one title, but like, cause I always ask people on Instagram, give me them stuff, give me names, and then nobody ever answers me. They just look at it. So I'm like, okay, I decided I'm gonna make a movie, um, um, group chat, movie group chat, and I did. So now I have movie ideas group chat. So, and there's lots of people in it. You want to be in it? I don't know. Post your Instagrams in the comments below, maybe your Instagram handle, so I can add you in if you actually want to do anything with my movie. Because it's everything. It's everything from script to acting to lighting to locations to anything, just anything. So if you can, okay. What's the word I'm looking for? If you can contribute in any kind of way, you're in. So I need lots of actors and actresses. If you want to be in my movie, we can talk about that. You can DM me about that. So anyway, so yes. What was I saying? Yeah. So I mean, so that's that one. What else? I'm just staring at some of the books I have there, and I'm looking at one of them, and it's a Hot Wheels collector's guide or a price guide. I played with so much Hot Wheels as a kid. It was stupid. Me and my friend did because we were just like, we were those people who were like, Hot Wheels are so cool because we were like dudes. We loved cars, so we were like, Hot Wheels are great, and they were like cheap enough to be like you could pick up one every day for a year, and you'd still only pay like $1 for them. So you pay like $365, which when you take into consideration is friggin' expensive. But I mean, because like you may buy one for a month. That's $30. Okay, that's crazy. I mean, that's insane. Whatever. I don't know. Hey, we did that. Oh, don't get me wrong. We did that. We definitely did that. Not that it was a good thing to do or like we needed it, but yeah. And we'd buy like the same. Like we weren't the kind of people though who needed every color and every kind of that car. No, which is good because we could have gone absolutely haywire with that kind of stuff. We could have gone anal with it and been like, I need what? Oh gosh, I need what's it called with this and that and this and that. It's like, oh god, I need the blue one and the red one and the one that looks like this and the one. Oh, so many. It would have just driven me first, but whatever. Good thing I didn't because I went anal with it. I've literally gone anal with it. But anyway, yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. Back to the Good Mythical Monster. I hated when they split into 4 episodes because everybody did. There was like not a single comment seen anywhere on the internet that someone went, I like the 4 because I thought, okay, you're gonna get 4 episodes and it'll be great and it'll be good and then like you have an episode where it's just Rhett and or Link screaming, I hate this or I love this. Meh! You'd be like, what the frick is this? Sometimes we'll get 4 episodes that were a waste of everyone's time. All of it, just a waste of time. Be like, it wasn't even just like some, it was like all. It was like the whole 4 episodes were a waste of time. I was like, what the heck? Not that they were awful, but they were horrible. They were just like, why? Why are you doing this? But anyway, I don't know. I don't care. They finally figured out that they're done. They're like, oh god, they go back to 1 because at least 1 you can skip the 1 and be done with it. You don't feel like you've been gypped out of a whole episode because 4 of the episodes are absolute garbage. Whatever, I don't care. A lot of people have changed a lot of things in YouTube, and they're one of the people who've been here for a long time. They haven't been here from the beginning. No. Oh, yes, they have. Not Good Mythical Morning, but they have been here from the beginning on YouTube, which is good. They know how the algorithm works, and they know how like things work, and they've lived through all of like the stupid stuff of YouTube, right? Where it's like, okay, they're like, okay, so they know how it works, so it's which is good. But Good Mythical Morning only started in 2012, but they were doing internet things before YouTube. I'm pretty sure they were doing I Love Local commercials and stuff like that. Like that was on like the internet before YouTube. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And then every single one of those is on YouTube now, which is great. You can watch those commercials. Those are and the behind the scenes making of them are also on YouTube. Oh, I love those. Those are funny. Those are funny. Like there's one where it's like a massage table and they're doing massages and it's just a fountain behind them, right? They're in like a field and then there's like a fountain behind them, right? Like a golf course kind of thing, right? And it's just massages, but like they're laying on their stomach, right? This woman, and then it's like out of the butt like water. Oh, it's funny. I don't know. Chuck Test is a great one too. He's like, "Is that a real deer?" Nope. Chuck Testa. And how Chuck Testa is just so like he's so like, nope. Chuck Testa. So like, no expression on his face is great. Anyway. Yep. So it's great. But I mean, they were original people on YouTube. Because they were original people on the internet. Because they kind of figured out the internet was a thing, and we're like, okay, we need to do something with this magical thing we call the internet. Just because we're very present and with the times. We're like we're very like up and coming with the times. So like we have to like evolve with the times. And so they're like, they were very good at that. They weren't those kind of people who hated like going with the time. Like, oh, I have to change another like I have to change another thing because that's my job, and I don't like it necessarily, but it's whatever. So what was I saying? Yeah. So it's like, oh, not that that's a bad thing, but they almost do that a little too much. But I don't know. Yeah. I'm looking staring at my window, and there's lots of leaves that fall. I don't know where you people are from, but where I'm from, here in Quebec, Canada, lots of leaves fall. And you see like the like beautiful colored leaves and they fall. Oh, it's so much fun. Cause that's the fall, right? The autumn. Like that's the thing. I was watching Cinemassacre Monster Madness 2015, and they were doing how to celebrate Halloween. And one of the things Mike Matei said you have to go outside. So did James, but Mike or James Rolfe, but Mike said you have to go outside and you have to experience fall. That there's a smell, there's a look, there's a because they're on the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they're still in New Jersey, but or maybe Philadelphia. I don't remember. I know he was living in Philadelphia for a while, James, but I don't know. But anyway, I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But they were talking about yeah, you have to go outside and experience like fall. And I'm like, okay, good. Good thing you like specified because pumpkin spice lattes and that kind of stuff is not fall. I'm sorry. You can go frig yourself. I hate that stuff. It's like nasty. How nasty it is. But I mean, hey, if that's your thing that gets you to fall, sure, I don't really care. But I'm just saying, like, that's not fall for me. For me, that's not fall at all. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? If it brings you to fall, like if it gets you in the fall spirit, fine, sure. Like I just bought like a, those. Okay, I don't know if you know them, but they're like projectors, and they have like you slot in different like, or you can slot in. Mine can slot in different like attachments, so you can have like Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, bar mitzvahs, whatever the heck, birthdays, whatever, Halloween. Well, it's like a spinning thing, and it's kind of like a light bulb, but it's a like a self-contained unit. You put it down in like your grass or something, and then it like spins around and comes to like and spins off like projects like something, whether that's like Santa Clauses or snowflakes or champagne glasses or birthday balloons or whatever. Well, I bought one and I put the those things are expensive. Surprisingly expensive. Um, yeah, I put what's it called in it? I put the Halloween one, and the Halloween one was it's okay. I'm gonna be frank with you. I paid $50 for it. It's expensive as heck, but I think it's worth it. For if I keep it for 10 or 20 years, it's great. You know, I keep it for 10 years. It's amazing. But I'm probably gonna take it with me when I'm moving out. But anyway, I'm taking that TV with me and all my Halloween decorations, and that's about all I know. And probably this computer that I'm recording this on right now, just because it does things so well. Anyway, it does everything but the internet now, because the internet just it decided to crap on me. So anyway, so yeah, so it just spins pumpkins now. I have the Halloween one in there. It just spins pumpkins around in different colors, and my mom was like, "Why did you buy $50 for something that spins a couple of pumpkins around? It's not even different pumpkins. It's just big pumpkin, small pumpkin, and it just spins around." And she's like, in different colors, and she's like, "This is such a waste of my life. Why did you spend $50?" I'm like, hey. If it lasts me 10 years, I think it's a okay because it's so much easier than putting up freaking lights every year and decorations and all this baloney that takes up a lot of like time and effort that you don't really have when you actually break it all down. You don't. You really don't. But if you're really into it, you do find the time. I don't have that time to like go out and I don't have the money either because like holy freaking moly, it's expensive. expensive as heck to do all this, like to make. Because there's a haunted house like near me. Well, it's not near me, so it's in the West Island, but it's it's a haunted house that everyone. Well, it's not really a haunted house. It's just like a decorated house because you don't go inside, you stay out. But it's still really nice, and he must have spent thousands of dollars on the stuff. It's insane because he has all the like giant blow up stuff and like the decorating his tree and look like all the stuff on the ground and like coffins, tombstones, people. Oh, it's just it's a lot of work and a lot of money. But I mean, it's so worth it every year to watch to go see because it's like wow. Because I don't do any Halloween stuff anymore, so for me it's like whatever. So I'm just like whatever. It's not bad. It's just I don't do that anymore, so I'm just like, what do I do with Halloween now? So I go to like Halloween parties and Halloween house like haunted houses and like Halloween attractions, no? And like I go do something either pumpkin patch picking apple picking, something like that. You know, leaf whatever's in like the forests, go walking in the forests, whatever it might be. So yeah. It's a really good time of year for me. I love this time of year. I love this time of year, but it's not my favorite time of year. My favorite holiday is Halloween, but it's not my favorite. Like I don't know something about winter where it's like I love this time of year, but it's not my favorite time of year. Like winter is, I can get into winter way more. I don't know because I feel like in winter there's a lot more to do. Like I remember an episode of Arthur where they had a blackout in the summer, right? And so basically, their dad goes or mom, I don't remember. Their parents go, yeah, but it was great. You had fun when it was a blackout in the winter, and he goes, yeah, or like a power outage in the winter, and it's like, yeah, that's because there was snow. There was something to do, and I was like, exactly, that's the thing. You could go out and do something somewhere in the snow. You get a blackout in the summer, and you're just like, now what? Not that there's not something to do. It's just you don't get that like, oh, there's snow. There's literally always one thing I can do: go play in the snow. Even though it's freezing, whatever. I mean, yeah. So like, yeah. So that's my favorite time of year is winter. I don't know, but like I'm like a lot of people. I'm like good for winter for like the first like month and a half. Like when we get actual snow in December till about February, I'm like okay, or like the second week of February or something. I'm like okay, it's great. But by the time February rolls around, I'm like okay, I'm done with winter. Can we get on, move on with our lives? Can March be blazing hot, please? Like because sometimes you get blazing hot Marches. Like I've had disgustingly hot St. Patrick's Days, and I've had like frozen St. Patrick's Day. So which, hey, what do you want? You're never going to be able to predict that. That's the problem. Never. But hey, what are you gonna do? So for me, it's just like oh, okay, whatever. So yeah, that's a pretty it's a pretty good time of year for me. So like I love going back and watching stuff like all the Halloween like specials, the Charlie Brown Peanuts Halloween special, the all the specials on like whatever. Pick a TV show and it had a special. The movies, the weird Halloween commercials from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Cause right about the 70, 75, 77, something like that was when they started like having like mainstream Halloween. Because before that, it wasn't really Halloween. It was just like, oh yeah, there's a night of mischief night, and whatever. It's not exactly Halloween, but like there was, but it wasn't the same. Definitely wasn't the same. But Halloween became a thing in like the 80s, so like the late 70s, like 77 to about I don't know 83. Like 80s was when they started like, okay, now Halloween is a commercialized thing with all this stuff and costumes and candies and horror and all this stuff. So yeah, so that's what they did. Like I love when we say they. They doesn't mean anybody specific. It's like the industry. I don't know the marketing people, the retail stores. I guess I don't know, but yeah. So the other thing they said was you have to go to a Halloween store, and for me it's like all my Halloween stores are crap though, because all my Halloween stores suck because for one reason and one reason only. They have this like, oh yeah, it's great. You have like one that's amazing, and then every other one just sucks. But because it's just like, what? Why are we in a store that it's just aisles of random like accessories? Maybe one like blow up or animatronic thing, like a witch or something that comes at you, or a skeleton, whatever. And then the rest are just like, it's not even bags of Halloween costumes. It's wall. So it's like, picture wall of Halloween costumes, right? Picture like things on the wall, and you just point at one and you say, I need this one, and they'll give you like number 4431, and they go in the back and they give you a bag. They're crap, but hey, what do you want? I never bought those because I knew I needed to make my own Halloween. I never bought Halloween costumes. Don't get me wrong, but I never bought those kind because I knew those were really expensive and really not great. They were good. Don't get me wrong, they were good, but they were not great. So you end up with this like, eh, I don't really care. But hey, it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. It was just, mm, I don't know. You know what I mean? They were fine places. I mean, I knew people who bought them. Like I used to do one of two things: either went out for Halloween, or I went to my church and we did like a Halloween. It was like mini games and whatnot. And they gave you like a handful of candy, and you'd be like, it was like throw a basketball into like a net, or pull down some like pins with pumpkins or whatever. It was kind of garbage, to be honest with you. But I mean, it was what I did. I don't know. Because all my friends went to that at one point in my stage in my life. So I was like, what's the point? No, none of my friends actually do Halloween anymore, so they're all there. So I'm like, whatever. I did them. It was fine. I remember going out as like absolutely crappy things though. I went out as the weirdest stuff as a kid because I went out as like, I did your stereotypical pirates, ninjas, Spider-Man, the superhero, animal, but then I went out as like whatever's, and I'm like, why? Because I can't figure out what costumes to be in the like recent years. I haven't figured them out, so I'm like, do I want to be a good character, like a really nice character? Do I want to be a scary character? Do I want to be someone from something I like, something obscure, something really, really common, mainstream? Do I want to be like a ghost, a clown, a wizard, or what? I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of a werewolf. What do I want? A vampire, a zombie? What I want to be? So the last like 3 years, I've been like random stupid costumes that I don't care about. I was like, what was I? Like I was like Dick Tracy. I was a cassette tape. I was telephone in the background. Of course. But I was Dick Tracy. I was a cassette tape. I was walking encyclopedia. I was stuff like that where it's like, this is really just dumb when you like break it down. I'm like, "Ugh, I don't care. But I didn't have anything better, so I was like, whatever. So not that they were bad costumes. They were just really like, you what? You did what? Like that's lame. But hey, I didn't care. I was like, it worked. So for me, it worked. So I was like, oh, whatever. Yeah. So that was my Halloweens, and I would go to different places for Halloween. Like my neighborhood died by the age of like, I want to say like 11 maybe. I'm 20, okay. So the age of about 10, maybe 12, when like my neighborhood. I'm staring out my window right now, and I'm just looking, and I'm remembering all of like the houses that had so much candy in them. Like I remember, if you go down my street, like if you go up my street, sorry, or down my street, whatever you call it, that way from my house, right? That way from my house, you'll see there was one house that had crazy decorations every year. Well, there's two because there's one at the end of the street, and then there's one at the like other like there was one right before the end of the street, and there was one at the corner of the next street. And they both one is a mansion, one's just humongous, and they had all the money in the world to make it. But the other one had like a disco ball, and you'd have like a party, and you'd be there, and you'd be like, "It's a party! It's a party!" It's all the songs, and music. Oh, it's great. Like they knew, like, oh, this was... now they're all also like parents who've grown from like having kids, or just like adults who went from being like 40-year-old kids, or whatever, 60-year-old people like 20 years ago, to freaking they're now like, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 years old. You're like, I'm done. Which is kind of sad, but oh well. This area was never good for children. There was virtually no children in my neighborhood that I actually hung out with, which is kind of sad, but was like, well, what do you want? What do you expect? My friend. I have a friend who had the same experience, and he's like, there was like nobody near my house. Yet he had a public pool where so many people went to, but it was a public pool where it wasn't a city pool, so it wasn't like you had to be a resident. It was just like, well, you got a discount if you were a resident, but because I went there, right, and I'm not from that place, I'm not from around there, so I just paid more, whatever. And so he would have so many people, but just none of them would live anywhere close to the pool. And I'd be like, does any of you live near the pool besides him? And there are people who did. Don't get me wrong, there are people who did. It's just not a lot. I'm like, wow. So majority of people don't. And it's like, yeah, his best friend did. I remember that much for a fact. But other than him, there was very virtually nobody to hang out with near his house other than at the pool. And a lot of the friends that he had were crap. Don't get me started with this. But a lot of the friends that he had were absolute crap and really bad influences on him, just because they just like they like he was phone again, of course, right? Phone again. In within like what 5 minutes? Anyway, so yeah, with bad influence on him, and he was a very easily influenced child, so he would just do lots of stuff and be like, "What's wrong with that?" Because he wouldn't even know what he was doing, and then he would realize, like, oh, like after he's done it, when he's like, you know, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna go there. It's a whole different topic that I don't want to talk about. It's very personal, and I'm out. Because he was my best friend, and he would hang out with like the absolute. And I'm not gonna go there. I'm done. But anyway, yeah. Okay. So the first pool I went to, that was the second pool I've been to. Okay, summer pool I went to. The first pool was called Versailles. Okay, like the Versailles Palace, I believe. Not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But yes. So Versailles. People, I don't want to say people cared compared to the second pool, but the first pool, people were like, "Oh yeah, man!" Like they knew, like they wanted activities, they wanted things. We did so many cool things at that pool. Oh, it's great. I remember that we had a shack in like the corner, right, of the pool, right? We had a shack at the corner of the pool, right, and it was a leader shack, okay, but it was far too um run down and dilapidated to do anything in. But nobody was allowed in it. But I'd always be like, this is so stupid. Why the heck are you not in it? And like, oh well, for certain occasions, certain times, you need to be. And it would be like, no, it's because it's dangerous. It's like physically dangerous to be in for a long periods of time. And I'm just like, I didn't realize that as a kid. I would always be like, but that's so stupid. Just why? It's a shack. Go inside the damn shack. And so anyway, but they did so many things. We did like Halloween in July. We did um corn roasts. We did pig roasts. We did um bingos. We did uh movie nights. We did, oh my god, we did so many cool things at that pool that you go, but it's a pool. Who gives a hoot? What else you do besides swim? Because it wasn't like the city pools, where the city pools don't give a hoot. They hire like the boo-ha-has, the late high school, early college kids are like, I need a job. I need a summer job, and I got certified from this pool, so I am now a lifeguard to be at whatever. So you're like, okay. So they did it, and then it would be crap because you'd be like, what, you're doing nothing. So what do you? And they wouldn't have a swim team. They wouldn't have anything. It would just be like, oh, here's an open pool, which is fine. They have lessons, but they wouldn't have like swim teams and stuff. I remember swim teams. I never did well in swim team. No, well, because for me, I was always that kid who just didn't try hard enough. I was like my same friend at the other pool, right? I was like, I was a I was like, well, I never tried because I was like, hey, I know I get something every single time. So like, I was like, I get something every single time. So for me, it was like, I didn't care, try, which is kind of sad because I could have done so much better. But I still remember the only thing I ever got that was even close to any kind of medal or trophy was we got eighth place in the regional, if I'm not mistaken. The regional, it was called the, if I'm not mistaken, it was called the, what was called, oh gosh, time trials, what they called it, but it was like the regional, it was like the Quebec regional summer swimming, whatever the technical name was. It was like the region, it was like every summer pool in the area in Quebec. It wasn't all of Quebec, obviously, but whatever. And we got eighth place in the relay race. But this was not the relay race that we swam. This was the younger relay race. So picture a pool, okay? It's 50 meters a pool, okay? sorry, 25 meters, sorry. 25 meters, right? So the younger kids did a 25 meter, and they would jump into the shallow end. The older kids did a 50 meter, so it would be boom, boom, and then the next person would jump in. We did the younger kids one. We were 8 and under, so we did boom, boom. No, no, sorry. We did whip, and then somebody would jump in the water in the shallow end. We got eighth place. I don't know out of how many. I didn't give a hoot. As a kid, I was just like, we got eighth place. We were the top 10. It was amazing. And I'm like, yes, but what was that? Out of 10? So you beat what, 2 people? It could have been out of 10. It could have been out of 20. It could have been out of 30. It could have been out of 40. It could have been 50. It could have been out of 80. It could have been out of 100. Could have been out of 1,000 teams. I think it was out of 100. I think it was out of 100 if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember all the other lists that you would look at. Because it would be posted somewhere, right? And you just go look at the list and be like, what did I get out of how many, right? And they're usually 100. But there were different heats and different like sections. So they do like, let's say, freestyle, right? But you'd be in one heat, and then there'd be like, and that'd be maybe 4 or 5 or maybe 8, maybe 10 people in one thing, and then there'd be like 50 other heats or 100 other heats, whatever it might be of this particular race. So I think it was 100, but out of other days and other times and other places, and I don't know, but it's the coolest thing I remember. Because I remember trying to get rewards every year, and it'd always be vaguely close to what you could have been. Cause like I remember one, it was this kid hated butterfly, or didn't hate butterfly. Sorry, I hated butterfly. This kid was great at butterfly, but he did a different one, and he goes, "We will never take you out of your comfort zone again." I'm like, "Okay, so you're talking about me and breaststroke because that was my breaststroke. I was like on fire with breaststroke. I can get like second place every time. It was great. Anyway, front crawl, forget it, not at all. I didn't kick in front crawl. That's why I was like the slowest molasses kid. But anyway, so it's like that. Okay, they say stuff like, "Hey, it was great." I mean, he was out of his comfort zone. We put him into a different thing, but we said you're gonna do great. It's gonna be because he was doing backstroke, I was doing butterfly in the same race. I'm pretty sure it was the same exact race. So we're doing it, and we're going okay. And then it goes okay. I'm like, my eyes start widening. I'm like, oh, we're not gonna put your comfort zone again. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. Like, we'll never put you in your comfort zone. You're never gonna do one you don't know again. It'll be great. But we told him it'll be great. You'll do really well, and he did really well. And I'm like, I did pretty okay. What? And then they call his name up, and I'd be like, really, really, not me. I'd be like, nope, not you. I'd be like, oh, you suck. And they do that for like maybe at least like 3 or 4 people, and I'd be like, I don't think I ever got any award for being the best at anything. I got like the stupid. I'm staring at one right now. It's like it's either most dedicated or most improved, because you had at least 2 years in each category, like in each category. So like 14, 15 open, or 13, 14, and then you had 15 open, and then you had like 9, 8 and unders, and you had like 10 and 11, like age groups. So it was like, so for me, it was like I got like most improved swimmer, and so did my brother, and most dedicated. Because I remember one year I wouldn't miss a single one. I've been to all of them that year, and some, and the end of it where, because at the end when they did like the you people are going to the finals, I would be like still going, and I'd be like, not that I needed to, but I just still did because I could have. Because by that time when everyone like you narrowed down the people to like, okay, these 5 people, 5, 10 people from the 30 people in the swim team are now that age group are now going to go to finals, so we're going to actually care about you. They didn't give a shit about anybody else. They were just like, do whatever. We wouldn't go. Me and my friend would not go. Are you crazy? We just walk off. Swim team would be over, and then it'd just be like, oh, so how's swim team? My mom would be like, how's swim team? And I'm like, yeah, whatever, whatever. Not that. I did it every time, but oh god, I don't know. Anyway, I did that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I was like, you don't care. You don't give a shit if I go or not. You don't give a hoot. The lifeguards didn't give a hoot if I went or not. Anyway, yeah, I got most dedicated that year. It was like hailing and like raining, and like the lifeguards were like, "Do I have to do this?" And we were like the only people there. It was really weird, but I was there. I like swim meets. I like swim meets because especially when I went to go English. When I would go to a different pool, it'd be fun. I love I'm talking about summer stuff as like winter's approaching, like fall's in the season, like we're in the next season now. But I didn't swim a single minute this year, which I'm kind of like, whatever, I don't care. But what was I saying? Yeah, so I like swim meets because they were fun. Because swim meets, you'd have like a lot of people, and then you'd be like, "Oh, this is my time to shine," and then I just get like third place out of four, and I'd be like, or five, I'd be like, "Wow." No offense, but I would be like offense to myself. I was awful. I was totally awful. There was a kid at the new pool, the other pool, second pool, that asked me, "How long have you been swimming?" And I was like, I'm like 14, 15, 10 years. And then he'd be like, I've been swimming for like a year and a half, and I'm better than you. Or 2 years, 3 years, and I'm like, and I'm better than you. His name was, it was some Middle Eastern name. Don't even ask me. Ahmed, Mohammed, whatever. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. But it was that, and he's just like, wow. I mean, yeah. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't think swimming was my sport. But again, I didn't try any other sports. So for me, it was just like, swimming is what I do. Whatever. I don't really care. It was fine enough for me. I did okay. Our team never really won very well because the first team there are three. There's divisions. There's A, B, and C, right? We would go from the worst in B to the best in C. The worst in B, to the best in C every like few years. And then I moved to a second pool, and the second pool was a freaking A. I was like, "You're in Division A? What the heck?" Yet in other things like water polo or synchronized swimming or diving, the first pool was like in the same category. So I'm like, we just really didn't try for what's it called? Did we? For swim team, did we? No. So we're good at other things. That's the thing. It was fun. But the fun thing was our rival team. They're because Versailles' mascot was a alligator or crocodile. I don't remember. I think it was alligator. And then theirs was like ours was Briarwood, and it was a shark. I think it was Briarwood anyway. I'm pretty sure that was what it was called. They were a shark, so we popped their shark or one of their sharks, right? But we get on top of like the lifeguards like shack. It wasn't even a shack. It was like an actual building that they had. Anyway, and so and I remember one of the times the guy, I think his name was Adam. He puts on my friend's Darth Vader mask, and he makes like Darth Gator. He makes like a whole backstory to what Versailles was like. Oh, long ago in the land, the faraway lands, there lived a man known as Darth Gator. Dun, dun. And he was like a whole backstory to like it was crazy good. It was all in good fun, obviously, but like so much fun. Oh, I loved it. It was great. I remember those days, and I go, I want to be back in those days. But also, I remember those days, and I go, those people that I hung out with were absolute buttholes. Okay, they were absolute shitheads. Okay, they were the crappiest people you could ever meet. But for some reason, it was like you still go back to them every year. You go back to them every year, being like, oh yeah, hey, hey, like nothing ever happened, and you're like, and I'd be like, I think to myself, why am I doing this? I don't like you people. I don't give a freaking flying fatootie about you people anymore. So eventually I didn't. So cause I realized. And at the other pool, my best friend was there. So I'm like, okay, I'll go with my best friend. It's fun. Cause back in those days, I was one of those people who wanted just any friends. I was like, friends are great. So I don't know. That was my swimming stuff. That's what I did with the summers for like what 10 years till I was like 4, 15 maybe. So not that it was like a great thing, but it occupied me, kept me out of trouble. I wasn't going doing drugs in gangs somewhere, so it's good. But I wasn't at parties doing drugs in gangs. I wasn't, so which is a bad thing. So I'm glad I didn't. But I mean, hey, not that this was much better. It's just so. I mean, I guess that'll be it, guys, for now. So